75th Street is a unique location. There are a lot of African American owned businesses on 75th Street, unlike a lot of our business districts, which tend to be occupied by people of other cultures. I was very interested in the fact that we had diverse businesses on 75th Street. Like, there's a shoe shop on 75th Street. The cleaners are still black owned. We have a bakery, we have an art gallery on 75th Street. Soul Vegetarian that's been on my street for 30 years. Lim's Barbecue, 40 years in business. I wanted to be surrounded by people who had been in a business and had lasted and were being successful.
Black-owned businesses are found throughout the U.S., and Chicago just so happens to have the most in the country. Black-owned businesses raked in $137 billion in sales and receipts and made up 7.1% of business nationwide in 2007, compared to 5.2% in 2002. But while that amount has increased from 2007 to now, many black-owned businesses still remain small. And another study in 2007, it shows that the number of black-owned businesses increased by 60.5% to 1.9 million between 2002 and 2007, while the number of other types of businesses increased by 18% in the same time period.
My favorite black-owned business is Hell's Chicken.
From Phenomenal Fitness at 14th and Michigan is a gym. There was a yarn shop.
It's called Your School of Beauty. That's one of my favorites, but I actually know that's actually black-owned.
My favorite black-owned business is any person that has a business and it's benefiting them as well as their local community and their families.
If we spend money in our community, the money can then be maybe transferred to a person living in the community. A person lives in the community and they, let's say they improve their home. That improves the block, that improves the property value. If the property value increases, then the resources for the community increase. The streets get paved, the street lights get fixed, the school gets money, the hospital gets money, and all of that economy builds the community.
Why is Chicago good for black businesses? I think that when we had that great migration from the South, Chicago was a first stop landing place. One of the really big places where a lot of black people migrated from the South. And I think that Chicago has a lot of black businesses because we had a lot of needs. So people set up businesses to actually satisfy those needs, especially in the times where we weren't having access, full access to other businesses and services. We had to develop mechanisms to service ourselves. And I think Chicago is a great example of that.